You've used your free will to cut these people out of your lives, and now they're big mad. See, when you were unawakened, okay, you attracted these succubus, vulture, low vibrational entities who secretly knew who you were before you knew who you were. And they loved being around you. Actually, you were like a walking good luck charm for them. You attracted good things for them. Your energy transmuted their energy. They felt light around you. They felt happy around you. They felt peace around you. But the issue was when they weren't around you, they were forced to face themselves. And your energy is kind of like a secret weapon for the divine. Now, you are a mirror, and the type of energy that you hold, you're able to reflect and project other people's behaviors and actions back onto them. So, what does that mean? Through your light energy and how pure you are and how innocent you are and how just optimistic you are, it shows them or reflects to them, what they aren't. So if you are bubbly, if you're happy, if you have the glass is half full look on life, it's kind of shining a light to the way they think, how doubtful they are of themselves, how insecure they are, how they are secretly envious of how they can't really express themselves like you, or they aren't able to release the mask that they built on themselves because they're so honed in their ego that if they dare to have an ego death, it will quite literally, they can't even think about that. So to see you operate in this loving light energy, it triggers them. Whether that's known or unknown, some people were definitely subconsciously, unconsciously triggered, and they took it as a learning moment. And that's kind of something that should be happening when they are, or when somebody is in the presence of a divine being or in the presence of an enlightened being, to use it as a moment for transmutation, right? Transmutation, to grow and to evolve. And that's really the true essence of coming into contact with the chosen one, right? To change the vibrational frequency of the individual to ultimately change the vibrational frequency of this planet, right? But a little less on that side, but a little bit more on like what happened directly with you. You had a certain set of individuals, maybe a friend group, a job, work environment. Everywhere you go, you attract herds of people who either love the crap out of you and admire you, or people who just they don't really want to add to your hype. Maybe they're just a little standoffish, try to downplay how awesome you are or how amazing of a person you are because trust issues, or maybe they're just projecting and they ain't shit, so they think that you ain't shit. But you always gave people the benefit of the doubt. And before you took it as a weakness when you were unaware of your power, because you let a lot of things slide. Now, your intuition has always been on point. But the thing is, you have not always trusted your intuition. You've always second guessed yourself and doubted yourself because of how people treated you. Okay. You always were gaslit. You were always, downplayed of how you were treated, or, they always brushed you off like your problems were minute or, irrelevant to the situation. But have been an empath and are an empath, and you knew deep down inside that you were not being treated fairly. You knew that people weren't really reciprocating the energy that you were giving off. And for a very long time, you internalized this passive aggressiveness, you internalize this blatant isolation, this blatant disrespect as something's wrong with me. Something is wrong with me. I don't fit in here. There must be something that I have to change. And it puts you on this constant people pleasing, self discovery. I always got to fix myself, or always got to change something, right? But that's what the enemy wanted you to do. See, in fact, the only thing that you needed to change was your ability to trust in yourself, your ability to love yourself unconditionally, your ability to recognize where your energy is not being appreciated and chucking up the deuces and choosing you and putting yourself first, putting that time, that energy, that love and intention into you, your self-care, your health, right? Putting that into, not people pleasing, and all of a sudden you recognize that I don't have to subscribe to this anymore. I know what I want. I know what I deserve. I know what I'm worthy of. And I'm worthy to be loved. I'm worthy to be respected. I'm worthy to be honored and appreciated as a friend, because you are the type of person who, you're the type of friend who you dream of for yourself. You're the type of lover who you dream of to be in a relationship with. So Spirit has guided you into a period of isolation after you made that decision to cut these people out of your lives, to separate yourself. You didn't wait to be chosen. You didn't wait to be picked. You decided to do the choosing, and you decided to say, hey, this thing is not serving me. I'm going to, yes, it's hard. Yes, it's tough. It takes a lot of courage and it takes a lot of confidence, but it got to be done. And you decided to cut off people, places, and things that were no longer serving you. You decided to cut off people, places, and things that were purposely trying to dim your light, drag you down, and lower your vibration. You did it all with the help of your guides. You did it all with trusting your intuition. And you understood that when you are the light in the room, you understood that they needed you more than you needed them. And I hate to say it that way. Actually, I really don't hate to say it that way, but in terms of, not boosting the unhealthy ego, but it's true. They needed you more than you needed them. And they didn't want you to realize that. That's why they always try to put you in a box. Okay? So you decided to say, F it. I know my worth. I know my value. I know the type of person I am. And I know what type of energy that I'm in when I'm by myself. When you're by yourself, you are vibrant, you're thriving, you're thrilling, you have the freedom to create with no judgment, no negativity, no nastiness. And you watered your own flowers, you watered your plant, and you grew, and you gotten better. You're looking better, you're feeling better, you're doing better, your money's up, your energy's up. And you know why? Because you're no longer leaking your energy out to people, places, things that do not deserve it. And that is an act of self-love. So the more you incorporate things that are serving you, going to bed earlier, saying no to plans when you really don't mean it, not putting yourself on a whim, overextending, because you love to do that. The only person you overextended for is yourself, your kids if you have kids, right? Your dreams, your goals, right? That's the only thing you're overextending for. And now in this period of isolation, God is saying, I think you're ready to pop out and show these people who they really was effing with back in the day, right? But these people are seeing you. They've been seeing you regardless of if you've known it or not. They've been watching your social media. They've been sending little spies, little plants to get some information for you. But you don't overshare anymore. You only show people what they want to see. So they haven't really been getting anything from their attempts to pry on your life. But you've been diligently working on your craft. You've been working on your gifts. You've been discovering new gifts, new spiritual gifts. And God is saying, you're ready. You're ready to come out of isolation. You're ready to come out of hermit mode because you can trust. And the reason why you could trust is because you're not really giving putting the future into the hands of other people. No, your discernment is on point. Your decision making skills is on point. Your walk away ability is all point. So now you can show up authentically and freely you, because it doesn't matter what anybody else tries to say or project onto you. You don't identify with that crap. You're standing 10 toes down in your identity. You're standing 10 toes down in your individuality. And that is what's making you highly vibrationally attractive. And that is actually what is aligning you right now. And that is why multiple windfalls of blessing is literally waiting at your door, just waiting for you to open that door and let them in and let it in. And it's happening right here and it's happening right now. And do you know why? Because it's very quiet. It's very quiet because they are watching you. Your haters, your fans, your admirers, the people who support you, they're all watching right now. And you are on the big stage. So don't even think for a second that you're going under the radar, because you're definitely not. This type of energy is so potent, it could be seen from miles away. You don't believe me? Walk into any room, any environment, and just be aware of your surroundings. Look how much people are naturally drawn to you. They want to be your friend. They want to be around you. And it's because your energy is so contagious. People want your energy. They need it. They're so busy with their mundane lives and their graveyard full of dreams. When they see you, they get a glimpse of hope. They get faith. When they see you, they get activated. And that's why your haters and these people are subconsciously attracted to you. Some of them are so obsessed, they don't even know why. It's because their soul is calling for you, whether they appreciate it or not, whether they like it or not. That's none of their business. It's none of your business, but their guides are guiding them to you to get the lesson, to get the hint, and to get it. And a lot of people are fighting against it. A lot of people are repulsed by it, and a lot of people, they like to take matters into their own hands because they are so unhealed, so unhinged, that they're just used to going and doing the sinister route of trying to put magic on you, trying to lock you down, voodoo, whatever. But the fact that they've been doing all of this to you behind the scenes, by the way, you was unaware of it. For all you thought was you was just having a bad day. To them, oh no, they was putting the workings on you. The root work, magic, got your panties, got your hair. Hey, take a picture here. This is the person taking you to witch doctors and all that crap. But that shit ain't phase you. Not one bit. Probably the most it got, maybe, okay, you got a couple of bills coming in last minute, trying to do money spells on you. But if there's one thing that you know how to do, is you know how to transmute energy. And anything that happened to you, here's the kicker. You didn't project. Oh, that's you, that's you, that's you, that's you. First of all, you was unaware of all this shit before you started your spiritual journey, but you never projected. Do you know what you did? You reflected. You went back to the drawing board and said, this has happened in my life. What can I do to take accountability? What can I do that I can control to shift and change the trajectory of what's going on in my life? Because it's my life. It's your life. Nobody else's. And that's when your spirit team became loud. That's when your intuition became loud and clear, because you didn't have now one naysayer and one hater in your energy clogging up your energy and causing unclarity. So when God said do it, you listened. When God said put that thing down, you listen. When God said walk away, you listen. And that's why you are highly favored and highly, highly favored by God, because not everybody listens to the call, girl. Not everybody listens to the call. Did you know that? No, they didn't. But you had an ear for it because you were divinely led and you understood that. So with that being said, guys, the people from your past that you've walked away from, they are watching, waiting by the TV, watching. They're watching and waiting to see if their spell work hit. They're watching and waiting to see if you are who you really say you are. Because if they were doing all that and you still winning, oh hell. Yeah. They got a lot of work to do. Because the devil always comes to collect, and he ain't collecting from you. I gotta tell you this right now. So these individuals, they're salty. They feel in a type of way. You live in their mind rent free, and mind you, you don't even know none of this is going on because you don't care. You got priorities. You got bigger fish to fry, like your calling and your purpose, and that's what you're working on. And that's why God is protecting you from all of that nonsense. And that's why in this period of this time right now, this is your winning season. God needs you to be focused, 100% focused, because your blessings, they're already here. It's happening right here, and it's happening right now.